Hello everyone, today's weekend report is going to be a driving video. So why am I not driving? Well, I found the problem for the powers. Like, I remember to reach out to my shop in the morning, just a connector for the negative, the clamp that goes onto the negative post on the battery needs to get changed. That's it. Simple. Should be a simple fix. I gotta reach out to my guy because he's the expert in this. But in any case, what a weekend. Just like I kind of predicted, but I wasn't too clear on it. So if you want, you can go back, watch that video. But what we're going to talk about is this upcoming turbulent week. And tentatively, I'm going to title this video Trump's Brain. Like Spock's brain, right? I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I'm not there like eating popcorn, watching Captain Kirk. But I appreciate the original series. I appreciate it very much. You know, it's campy in its own way, but it was very good in delivering certain messages, which is why I guess Lucille Ball was behind it. But that's for a conspiracy video. Lucille Ball and Gene Roddenberry, what a combination. But yes, alrighty, we're had to let the transmission warm up a little bit, because you know, with these torque converters you got to be very careful. And it turns out with this generation of engines from Toyota, paired up with this transmission, you got to be very careful. So why do I even mention all this? Because it has strong parallels to what's going on in crypto world and the greater financial world as a whole. Now, and yes, I am including real estate on it. So if you follow my X, I posted up quite a few good videos from other creators. And actually, yeah, let me go this way. And yeah, so there's some good stuff on there. Sachs Realty had a great interview with that was named, what's it, Mitch Verlin, who's bringing who filed criminal charges regarding property taxes. I'm like, gotta respect the cajones on that guy, right? You know, sue and bring criminal charges against the government. Whoa, that takes you know what. He's based out of Texas. So you can go to my X and the link is there. Look up Sachs Realty. He has a few impersonators, so it's better to just follow the link on my homepage here on YouTube to get to my X account. And thank you, nice person waiting for me. And then what you call it, and then from there you can see the link. You can open it in the native YouTube app, and make sure to give Todd Sachs a follow. He's a good, solid dude. Also, Travis from Real Estate Mindset did an interview with the same gentleman. Travis has a different interview style. Nice guy as well. But yes, that's a big issue that's laying dormant in real estate world that could pop up. That could be the real estate black swan event. We got to look and just monitor that. But how does that tie into crypto? Well, like I've said before in videos, Wall Street is highly tied to real estate of all kinds. They're highly tied to Bitcoin, and it's going to be Wall Street's usual shenanigans that's going to really lead to the decoupling of other cryptos from Bitcoin. Because right now, still to this day, Bitcoin controls the market to an extent. You have a whole bunch of channels just dedicated to Bitcoin dominance of the crypto market and all those kind of things like that. But it'll be the greed of Wall Street that is gonna really make it pop out. So let's review. You saw my other video of the isolated contagion that is Bitcoin. Sorry, I got a kid running around down the block. It's a kid. So, yeah, I try to drive slow because kids don't know what the hell they're doing there. Okay, kid, what are you doing? Anyway, the point I'm getting at is that we have Bitcoin siloed. I think that's a military term, if I'm not mistaken. And what does it really mean? It means that it's locked away. It is, like I said, the contagion has been isolated, at least to an extent. Because what is Trump known for? Loving XRP. He's been loving XRP since his first administration. So, yeah, XRP is going to be huge. Oh, and by the way, let me know what you think of XPR, the Proton Network, because that looks like it's popping up. And, well, yeah, this is not financial advice or advice of any kind. Nothing I say is. We're just having a conversation. But that looked pretty darn good. I'm just going to say that. Make your own decision. It's your money. But, so, again, because I'm curious why that's just suddenly surging like that. Because there's a lot of stuff in the background going on. And there was a video that I'm going to have to share on X I like the video a lot. Way too many commercials in my opinion, but I like the video a lot. And they were discussing XPR in a greater context with something called Metallicus. So I will share that on my X account as well. And if I remember, I'll try to share it in the community here. I do that from time to time. That reminds me, in the community, I also shared Todd Sachs' interview with Mitch about the real estate lawsuit. In any case, yeah, miss a day, miss a lot, right? Now, we have two sets of crypto systems in place now. The first is what I'm calling the isolated contagion. Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin, and arguably to a lesser degree, but maybe it is the same degree, Ethereum and wrapped Ethereum. One thing I noticed that was absent on that list was Monero. Now, on this channel, we love Monero and we love Pirate Chain. Two wonderful projects. And, I can understand why it's not siloed, because it's Monero, speaking of here, it's not a contagion, it's clean. But that would be something that would be interesting if they did put it in, but maybe they're not telling us everything, because Monero, in my humble opinion, is gonna pop like crazy. Just give it a little time, I'd say. Like I said before, nothing I say is financial advice, so just one guy's opinion as he drives his car. Now, of course, I've been in crypto solidly since 2017, so that's a whole other thing. Now, one of the things I want to bring up for your consideration is that while some of these cryptos are siloed, you follow that announcement with the strategic reserve, there's also the digital asset, whatever they're calling it. Basically it's a pool for digital assets. And amongst those digital assets, we know Solana and Cardano. I'm just extremely curious about why those two. Could it be the political influence? Yes. Allegedly, Hoskins and RFK Jr. are good buddies. I don't know. That's just alleged. But I also think RFK Jr. is a really solid guy. As many of you know, I met him twice at one of my job sites where I was working. Really solid guy. I watched his car. I met his kids with him. A really nice father and his kids type of thing. The kids were great. Now, all right, sorry about that. Got a lot of potholes. But so RFK Jr. left a very good impression on me that he's not like the others. I'll say it that way. I don't think he would just put Ada into Trump's brain and just as a political move. He's not that way. That's not him. So there's got to be another reason for at least for Ada to be in that digital asset reserve or whatever, because you got two different things. You got a strategic reserve, you got this digital asset pool basically, and it's just very interesting how that all works. But the I believe it's yes, it was Lagarde at the EU said something about their CBDC being on HBAR. I got to look into that a bit more. So HBAR can do all these contracts and everything else. It can be you can silo your certain contracts that you have to keep confidential, and that's great for business and for government. Which is why I love Constellation. Constellation has to deal with the Air Force. And for those that don't know, just because you got an Air Force deal does not mean you have a DoD deal. Department of Defense works differently than many people would come to believe. Sorry, I got a lot of bumps on the road and a lot of idiots who want to just swerve without signaling. So if the camera jumps up and down, sorry about that. Hey, knucklehead. Now, let me get over here. Stay in the right lane so we can drive carefully. If we drive carefully on this channel, we use our turning signals, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Constellation's deal is with the Air Force. If they wanted to do something with the Navy, they would have to get a separate deal. If they want to do something for the greater Department of Defense, that would be yet a third deal. So just because Constellation has the Air Force contract doesn't mean it has all of Department of Defense. It doesn't mean it has the intelligence communities, we'll say it that way. But Hedera definitely would qualify on all of that. It could handle all of that. You can just create, what do they call it, a tunnel or channel on Hedera. A different section for each part of the government. It would be very quick and easy to do. So my hunch is that HBAR is that hidden gem, that the mainstream media will not mention until after it happens. So what we've got is a group of cryptos that get siloed and possibly cleaned. Possibly. It is Bitcoin after all. Every Bitcoin has a history, which is the fungibility issue. Would they type something in there, a special code telling them, hey, this is clean now, the government cleaned it. Maybe it's already in there. We've confiscated this. It's no longer criminal. So Coinbase can just go ahead and sell it again. Or Robinhood, we'll just say Coinbase, Uphold, whatever. So those are things that's the dirty laundry pile. Then you got the clean laundry that still has to be put away. Now, my focus is on that clean laundry. That clean laundry is the ISO coins, the IoT coins, the DAG coins, and technically speaking, HBAR is it's a hash graph. HBAR is Hedera hash graph, so it's a hash graph not a blockchain. Strong similarities. End results are just basically the same. So for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing for all intents and purposes. So what I'm seeing is that they're slowly building and getting into Trump's brain. What he is doing is allowing retail to go ahead and keep their money. What do I mean by that? I'm of the opinion that if the other guy got in, that cabal, everyone would be broke now. They would tax crypto to death. They would force you to register even your cold wallets, and it would just be a general mess, and everyone would be broke again, which sucks. Man, you people are crazy. Sorry, a lot of people that really shouldn't be driving, but I gotta remember the typical stereotype of the Sunday morning or Sunday driver. Anyway, that's why I'm trying to take it easy on the roads here. Now, in Trump's brain, he remembers the people that stood up for him. Trump is a very loyal guy, and he's going to remember everything that happened with the 2 assassination attempts, the people throwing prayers up for him and standing up for him. He's going to remember how Pennsylvania was won with the combination of the Amish folk and the people down in Philly at the same time overwhelmingly voting for him, that it threw away all the, how should I say this, potential shadiness that was going on in another state. So huge shout out to people in Pennsylvania. He doesn't forget that, and that's something we should all endeavor to do, in all fairness. Somebody stands up for you, don't forget it, or at least remember that they stood up for you. So Trump is not going to toss the people under the bus. Trump's from the 5 boroughs, from Queens, very nice area. Was that Queens Village, I want to say he was in? Very nice area. I looked up the house one day because I wanted to do research. I'm like, who is this guy? I remember him from the 80s, but I was like, all right, I got to learn more about this guy. He attended my alma mater, Fordham, and then before graduating, transferred to Wharton, and he has a master's in economics. Sorry, I was at that crazy intersection. So, Trump knows economics. Trump is a loyal person. He's going to remember everyone who believed in him. Do you really think he's going to set up people to fail? No, absolutely not. So you're going to have people say, well, he's a politician. Is he really? No other politician I know would go through all that. I mean, come on. The mugshot, come on. That spoke volumes. His presidential portrait speaks volumes. He's not here to play around, especially after Obe in Japan was assassinated. God rest his soul, that poor guy. He really stood up for the Japanese people. He and Trump were buddies, and he was shot to death, and that's just a very strange story, and I'll leave that at that. But he almost died the same way, Trump, as Obe, his buddy, his golfing pal. So he's not gonna take that lion down. Nobody should, take that lion down. You got freaking bullets whizzing around you. If you hadn't turned your head, you wouldn't be here. So, take that as you will. So now that we're into his brain, he's going to remember the little guy, the guy in retail, who went ahead, was smart enough to research these cryptos, understand what they could do, and bought in. He's not going to screw those over. And also, what a lot of people don't realize is something I covered in another video. These, we'll say, not royal families, but we'll call them old bloodlines. These old bloodlines, they need fresh genes in their gene pool. And so they are, and a lot of them don't like that. Because they just want to, a lot of people don't like change, we'll just say it that way. So people like us who have the wherewithal to embrace this, to recognize it first, I should say, and to embrace it, and to have the patience, we're hitting on all the qualities that, we're hitting on better qualities within ourselves. And these old bloodlines see that, and they're like, okay, who can, as they say, cut the mustard? Who can really pull this off? We may welcome them into our country club. So, sorry, again, Sunday drivers. So what we're doing is we're having our country club admission application sitting there on the table, and they'll get to it. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, the point is that if we can hold on, cut the mustard, and keep these coins, these ISO coins in particular, and the other ones as well, if we can just hold the line with those, we're going to be fine. But you can't let it out of the bag. Not everyone can do what we've done. Buy the ISO coins, hold on to them. And for my newer subscribers who may be just getting into crypto, please watch my other videos, but know what you hold, know what they can do. Do not follow the crowd. What's that old expression? Bulls and bears. Bulls sometimes, something like bulls sometimes win, bears sometimes win, and this part I'll never forget. But pigs get slaughtered. That's an old Wall Street saying. And everyone forgets that last part. So don't be a pig. Don't follow the crowd. Don't overbuy. Just stick with the basic rules, and you'll be able to hodl your way through this. That's extremely important. So Trump's brain is essentially keeping everything on the DL, the down low, in the not in that way. Keeping everything on the down low. People that understand these cryptos know what's going on. The only times that we don't know what's going on is when we let our impatience get the better of us. So don't be impatient. Yeah, don't let all this craziness get the better of you, ladies and gentlemen. You got a lot of people thinking that Trump screwed Bitcoin. He did not screw Bitcoin. Bitcoin wasn't going to last another year. Tether was going to collapse, and a whole bunch of common people lost their money, would have lost their money. Everything would have been destitute for the rest of their lives because they were foolish. They did not follow the basic principles of investing. They overbought, they followed the crowd, they did not do their own research. Those are all, people like that are the people that Wall Street sees when they see people like you and me. They think everyone's like that. which is why we have our, air quotes, low social station. And trust me, where I live, I see a lot of that arrogant attitude everywhere I go. Yeah, it's your job role is not your validation, ladies and gentlemen. You are your own validation. I don't care if you're doing a job that is socially frowned upon. Yeah, you do a good job, you do a good job. Forget all that other hoo-ha. Anyway, I digress. It just really bothers me that self-righteous entitlement hoo-ha. If you're so good, go earn your money. Anyway, I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent. So Trump's, but maybe that was a good thing. I went off on the tangent because Trump realizes that anyone with the wherewithal to do this has the right to receive the reward. Do not let some of these other channels go out there and convince you that Trump screwed everything over. I saw, I had a great conversation online with this gentleman. Quick chat exchange. AH Crypto, I believe it is. Welcome to my channel, by the way. I saw that you followed me and I followed you back. Thank you. He did an analysis where he was very close. He and a gentleman he follows, he was speaking about this other gentleman's analysis. And I think that the two of them were this close. But, yeah, his short version is Trump is doing that Star Trek 3-tier chess, and all these other people are playing backgammon. Not to knock backgammon. Fun game. It's more complicated than checkers, at least. But all these other people who are so obvious with their motives, their motives are only 2 levels deep, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of silly. Like, who doesn't know what Sailor's up to? You know what I mean? It's just so blatantly obvious. And especially Trump. Masters in economics from Wharton. The guy is a genius for that alone. Well, at least book-wise. But let's face it, he's a self-made multi-billionaire. Yeah, we're just struggling to be self-made multi-millionaires. Maybe some of you will be billionaires. I don't know. But come on. In real estate world, what you got to deal with? The guy's a genius, and he's tough. So that's what's going on in Trump's brain, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be an interesting week coming up because we're going to see how all of this connects together. Because we have that blood moon on the 14th that everybody's talking about. And it's a blood moon and an eclipse, and it's like all this stuff going on. And there's something for these deep staters that's symbolic for that, as well as the date of March 14th. The Ides of March were the 15th. Maybe it's because that's when the conspiracy was, finally agreed upon to kill Caesar. I don't know. That could be it. But so short version, it's going to be an interesting week. For me, I'm just holding. I'm not selling. I am not going to sell. Go ahead. We all have to stop for you. Yes, because she has the right of way. Good Lord. This one cuts in front of me. What a loser. What the hell are you doing? These self-entitled people. I really need to move someplace better. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Trump's brain, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a busy week. I'm just going to keep on hodling. I'm not going to sell. I am not flocking, selling. Please don't drive into me. Ass. Good golly, Miss Molly. Oh, that's where my friend parked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this now. Let me know what you think down below. I try to organize my thoughts ahead of time. There's just so much that you got really the edited version. I apologize for that. I keep getting better, I hope. So thank you everyone for watching. and be good to each other. Peace.